Hey guys, good afternoon. Well, good morning still. Hope that you guys are doing well. And today we meet for our session. And today we're going to start by focusing on our daily language practice for today. And then we're going to move after that to reading our next group of words that are related to the group of pages that are related to the miracle worker, and then we're going to go into the verbals for grammar the next session. Okay, so first things first, let's open our DLP. Okay, and here it will say the first sentence where you have to do your corrections. Okay, Nano, do you have a question or do you want to answer? I'm gonna give you guys a chance to work on it independently in your notebooks until I take a quick attendance for today's session, February 2nd. And I'm gonna take quick attendance. So Nano, do you have a question or do you need to answer?
No answer, بس.
Okay, so let me just take a quick attendance and then we'll get into that. So whenever you hear your name, please say here, Ali.
Yes.
Okay, good. Adam.
Yes.
Hey, Ahmed Rashwan.
Here.
Hassan. Good job. Thank you, Ahmed. Hassan. Okay, Hassan is not here. Mu'min. Mu'min. Mu'min is not here. Noor Mahdi. Noor is not here. Osama. Osama. Osama is not here. Aisel. Aisel is not here. Yusuf Al-Ghandour.
Here.
Thank you. Fadia.
Here.
Thank you. Farah.
Here.
Thank you. Fatima.
Here.
Thank you. Habiba.
Here.
Thank you. Hala.
Here.
Thank you. Hannah Magdi.
Here.
Thank you. Hannah Hamdi.
Here.
Hey, Hannah Durgham.
Here.
Good. Hannah Wael. الحلو. Hannah الحلو. All right, Hannah الحلو was not here. Jana.
Yes.
Thank you. Judy.
Here.
Kenzie. Hey, Kenzie.
Here.
Thank you. Khadija.
Here.
Thank you. Lujain Ayman.
Here.
Lujain Nauman.
Here.
Thank you, and thank you, Luji Ayman. Malak. Malak. Okay, Malak is not here. Maya.
Here.
Thank you. Noor. Nano is here, and Reem.
Here.
Thank you. Okay, perfect. So the absence here that I have for today: Hassan, Mu'min, Noor, Usama, Aisel, Hannah Al-Hilw, and Malak. Okay. Let's move on to our DLP. Wow, look at them awesome, cool sports cars. Okay. First correction. Lujain Nauman, please. Go ahead. Tell me what.
Okay. We will put 1 minute.
Okay.
Sorry, miss, for interruption. We'll
Okay.
put the exclamation mark after wow. Wow. Okay.
Okay, so we can look. We can put an exclamation mark there, or we can put another piece of punctuation, and we can say the exclamation points at a different part.
Okay, can I say another one?
Sure.
This, not them.
Okay, so wow. All right, so here, Malak and Aisel. Let me just make note that Aisel and Malak joined. All right, Malak, you're here. Malak.
Yes, miss, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. What about Aisel? Are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're starting our DLP. And you said, wow, look at. Mm-hmm.
This awesome
Are you sure? What are we?
no لا خلاص these.
Okay, these. All right, because remember, your demonstrative adjective has to match in number. In
ماشي.
number with the noun that you
The
are
cars.
with the cars. Good job.
Okay.
Good job, Lucy. Thank you. Okay. So look. Wow. Look at these. All right. So let's go with Nano, please. Can you give us one, Nano?
Um we write awesome only not cool ولا المفروض ما ينفعش.
To describe the name, right? We agreed that if all your adjectives answer the same question of what kind, we must separate them with what, Nano? Do you remember?
comma.
With commas, exactly. All right, so you can.
Miss, your voice isn't clear.
All right, so again.
Miss, we can't hear you.
All right, you guys can have more than one adjective in a sentence, and they can. Okay, so again, we can have more than one adjective in a sentence, and it can be consecutive. That means one follows the other. Okay, as long as we're doing one thing, which is keeping them separated by commas, like Nano said, especially if they are answering the same question of what kind or how many. If they're answering separate questions, then we do not need to separate them. Okay, so again, this is one of the things that I needed to emphasize for you. Okay, do you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. All right, so again, this is what I want you to understand. That here, like Luigi said, I'm going to annotate it again. All right, so Luigi agreed to say wow. And followed by, we used a demonstrative adjective. And we said the demonstrative adjective has to match in number with the noun that we're using. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So here we would say, wow, look at, and we agreed to use these. Now, Nano, you have 3 adjectives. How are you going to divide them?
By comma.
Then we're going to put comma, cool, sports, cars. Okay, who can give me another correction? Thank you, Nano, for your addition. All right, so here we have to capitalize the W. All right, Fadia, please give us another one.
Wow, beside it, comma also.
Good, we could put a comma after the wow because it is an interjection. Good job, thank you, Fadia. And Hannah, Hamdi, please give us the final.
We put instead of the question mark an exclamation mark or any other punctuation.
Right. Well, definitely the exclamation point would be the correct choice because, again, it starts with wow. We're showing extreme emotion. All right. So, and this is why we should use an exclamation point as an end mark because it's not an interrogative sentence. This is an exclamatory sentence. Okay. Our next sentence, thanks to Hannah. E.A. Poe, who wrote the poem The Raven, lived in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, so first correction here that we can have. Judy, please.
E-O, E-A-Po should be like E
dot A dot po.
Good job.
Because
All
it's
right,
an
because
initial.
these are initials. Good job. All right, and the name is Edgar Allan Poe. All right, he is the author of The Telltale Heart that we read, if you guys remember. Okay, and Edgar Allan Poe is abbreviated and his name is turned into an initial, so we need to follow it by a period. Okay, who wrote the poem The Raven? Okay, Maya, please give us another correction.
Comma before who wrote the poem.
Okay, so we can put that into, we can turn it into, this is a subordinate clause, remember, this is not a, do not say that this is an appositive, because appositives are phrases, okay, and this is not a phrase, this is a clause. It starts with who, which is a relative pronoun. Who is the subject, wrote is the verb. But however, we can separate it with commas, because again, depending on whether it is essential or non-essential to the sentence. All right, so here we can do that. Who wrote the poem? Now, can someone give me where does your comma end, Judy? Not Judy. Who was answering that?
Maya.
Maya, where does your comma end, please?
The Raven.
Good job. It ends after the Raven. All right, and then we would say lived in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, period. Correction?
I think there's no.
Miss, can I
Say that again?
I think there's no more corrections in this one.
Can I say one?
Yes, please.
The Raven should have quotation marks.
Good job, Judy. I mean, Luigi. Great. All right. Remember, we agreed that if a piece of work, it's a proper noun. And proper nouns, and if it's a piece of work, we agreed that we need to keep them in quotes. Short stories, names of songs, poems. However, if it's a drama or a name of a movie or a name of a play or a name of, for example, of a portrait or a drawing, like the Mona Lisa, we need to italicize it, especially when we're typing. So because this is a name of a name of a poem, we need to put it in quotes. So Edgar Allan Poe, who wrote the poem The Raven, lived in Baltimore, Maryland. Bravo. Okay, good job and well done. Okay, our next here tells us to add a suffix. And we have learned together the difference between a suffix and a prefix. Who could remind me of the difference between each? Ali, please, can you tell me the difference between a suffix and a prefix?
Miss, I don't remember.
Okay, can someone else help me? All right, Yusuf, please.
Suffix يعني it's words added at the end of the word, but prefix at the beginning of the word.
Great. Okay, so a prefix are a group of words that are added at the beginning of the word that could change the meaning of the word. Okay, it could also change the part of speech. A suffix are a group of letters that are added at the end. Okay, so now we know allow is a verb. Okay, to allow, I will allow you to eat in class. Okay, I will allow you to speak. Okay, so basically to permit. All right, how would you change allow into a adjective? Okay, what is a prefix or a couple of letters? And it's very easy and simple, by the way. It might sound complicated. That could change allow into a verb. How could you do with that? I have hand raised. Reem, are you volunteering for this question?
Yes.
Sure,
I
please.
say prefix or suffix?
We need you to add a suffix to the word allow that would make it into an adjective.
Okay. Allowed, allowing.
We can say allow. All right, like how? We can say, for example, the allowed. Okay, we can say my teacher discussed the allowed.
So can we say allowance?
No. No, there is no such word. Allowed policies on the trip, or the allowed behavior. So here, allowed is a adjective, and what did we do is that we simply added the prefix, or the suffix, sorry, rather, ed, all right, and we turned it into an adjective. It sounds like a participle to me, and we're doing that today. Okay, the next word is hope. All right, this one is fairly simple. Ahmed, please, can you add a suffix that
Hope.
would turn the word hope into an adjective and put it in a sentence?
Hopeless.
Hopeless. Good job. You're adding the suffix less, less, which change it into something that doesn't exist, right? Like when you're hopeless, or when someone's hopeless, that means they have no hope. They're in despair. Can you put it in a sentence?
Bruno said that his sister was hopeless case.
Oh, good job. Okay, good. All right. Bruno described his sister as a hopeless case. All right, so hopeless here modifies the word case. Okay, it's an adjective, and again, my suffix is less. There's another suffix that we could also use. Can anyone think of it? It's easy also. Hannah Durghem, do you have it?
Hopeful.
Hopeful. Good job. Another one would be full. All right. A hopeful person is full of hope, which is the opposite of hopeless. Thank you, Hannah. Okay, so we can have both. All right. Now the final one, before we move on, we have one more question that we're going to go over, and that is number 5, which asks us to underline the indirect object and circle the direct object. Remember, these are complements, and those two complements, they appear in a sentence with an action verb. Okay, so here, looking at my sentence, please, Hannah Hamdi, can you please give me the action verb that we have?
The action verb is sent.
Good, it's sent. Provide the direct object.
It's the okay. The direct object is the it's newspaper.
Did you send the newspaper?
No, a letter. A letter.
Good job. So the direct object is what you're doing, the verb is being done. Sent. Okay, it's receiving. What is receiving being sent? What is being sent? It's the letter. So the direct object is the word letter. All right, we're going to underline the indirect object. So Hannah, who are you sending this letter to or for?
The newspaper.
To the newspaper. Okay, so newspaper is my IO, or indirect object. Okay. Did I see Hannah Al-Helwa attend? Hannah Al-Helwa, are you here? Hannah Al-Helwa? Noor Mahdi, are you here? Noor Mahdi, are you here? All right, I'm going to make a note that you guys, I see your name visible in the chat or in my list. However, you guys are not proactive. You're not responding to me or speaking. Okay, so you're going to be counted absent. Remember, it's not about your name that pops up on my list. I need to hear from you, and I need to hear you communicate. Noor Mahdi, if you have a problem with your mic, you need to let me know so I can let administration know, because you need to participate with voice. Not only with chat.
Noor Mahdi is here. He sent a message in the chat.
Yeah, he's here, but he's not physically here. He's not responsive. Okay, so thanks, Yusuf. All right, so for the miracle worker, we stopped at the part where we saw Anagnes, or we met a new character named Anagnes. Can someone briefly just remind me of who Anagnes is? All right, Judy, please.
He's the director of the institution for the blind, and he paid for Annie's medical treatment. And that's
Good job. Okay, so we know that. We know that he is the director of the Perkins Institute for the Blind. And we know also that he covered the expenses, or he helped raise the expenses of Annie's surgery to restore her eyesight. And he helped her in reading and writing. And we know that she's been there as a student in the Perkins Institute, helping other children. And now it's time for her to go back to school. How does he feel about her job as a governess at the Keller's house? Does he think it's going to be an easy task or a difficult one? Thanks, ya Judy. How does Anagnes view this task? Okay. Maya, please.
I think that it's going to be easy for her because Annie taught many children in the institution, and he thinks it's going to be easy for her.
So he thinks it's going to be an easy task. Are you sure? Can Aisel please mute yourself, unless you're participating? So do we agree? Does he think that it's going to be an easy task? Hannah Hamdi, is that true?
No, he thinks it's gonna be tough because
Exactly.
Helen is blind and deaf. She's mute, so she won't be able to communicate with her easily.
Exactly. He describes her as a safe, something that is locked up, and maybe there's a treasure inside, and maybe it could be empty. So he tells her this is a very tough experience, okay? And he tells her that communicating with her is not going to be easy, okay? He also describes that what else is not going to be easy? Something else is not going to be easy. The fact that she throws tantrums, and she's bound to giving to tantrums. And tantrums, we said, are violent, aggressive behaviors that a person shows whenever they don't get what they want, or when they're not happy. And he tells her that that this is what Helen does. She's bound to tantrums. That's number one. Number two, she's deaf, blind, and mute, so it's very difficult to control and handle. She is also young, okay? And another thing that he mentions that could be difficult is the fact that Annie herself is a troubled person. She has her own trouble with her own eyesight. And he points out, and we know that she has this issue with the trachoma, right? Oh, the issues with her eyesight that makes her struggle when she looks at the light. However, he's optimistic, okay? So there's a difference between thinking that this is going to be a piece of cake for Annie. He never says that. No. All right. He addresses a lot of issues and a lot of things that will make Annie wonder if this task is going to be easy or not. However, he does think that Annie Selvian has what it takes to make the best out of the situation. Why? Because he tells her your stay at the Perkins Institute for the Blind was not an easy one itself. All right, you've overcame so many challenges of your own, considering her history. Okay, which he is very well aware of, whether it is her history with her brother or her history with her medical condition. Okay, and her trying to learn, and she's still struggling with spelling, as we can tell from the dialogue between them. So this is Mr. Anagnes's perspective. All right, he thinks that this is a good a chance for her, or a good time for her to move as a student, to start now earning a living. And how much are they going to be paying her at the Keller's home? Does anyone remember how much she's going to be making at the Keller's house? What are the Kellers going to offer her as compensation? Kinsey.
$25 a month.
Good job. All right. They're going to be paying her $25 a month. And this is, for her, a good way of living, because now she has to depend on herself and move forward with life. Okay. We also see that the children at the Perkins Institute love her, okay, from how they are, reacting to her departure from the institution and now leaving Boston to go to Tuscumbia, Alabama, to work for the Kellers, okay, to support Helen. What kind of gifts do they give her? We know that Agnes provided one and the children provided one. So let's go over them. Who could tell me? Adam, please remind us quickly of the gifts that Helen Keller, that Annie Salvian received from the children at the institution. What did she receive?
I can't remember.
Can you remember what Agnes gave her? You guys are not studying. This is not a good sign. What did Agnes give her himself?
Miss, I know only what the children give in.
Okay, Yusuf, can you tell us what the children gave?
They gave her sunglasses because glasses because her eye hurts her when she when light comes
Exactly.
in
They
her
gave her
eye.
smoked sunglasses or very dark black sunglasses to protect her eyesight when she looks at the sun. Good job. What else did
Adult for Helen. لا.
That's true. Okay. They also provided her with a doll for Helen. Okay. So these are the two gifts that the children gave her. What is the gift that Agnes gave her? How about Hannah?
I think a ring, right?
You're absolutely correct. Okay, you're absolutely correct. He gave her a ring. Good job. Okay, and this here we said is proof or evidence to how loved Annie Salvian is. Okay.
And they know you.
I can't hear you. Say that again.
Alone?
What do you mean alone?
And Agnes gave for your transportation to Alabama.
Yes, he lended her money.
Good job. He also lended her money. Good job, Maya. Why did he lend her money to do what?
Can I say?
Yes, please.
For the railroad.
Good job. So she could take the railroad to Alabama. And who's going to be waiting for her at the station for her arrival? Who's going to be there waiting for her? Who is excited to meet her? Judy.
Kate?
Kate, Helen's mother. Okay. And we meet Vinny. And we said Vinny was a new character. Can someone remind us who Vinny is? Who is Vinny? How about Khadija? Khadija, who is Vinny? All right, Maya, can you please help her?
Vanny is a servant at the killer's. She's the maid of the killer's household, and
Good
she
job.
may be the mother of the two kids. Yeah.
Percy and Martha from the African American, because she is an African American servant. Remember, guys, this play takes place post the Civil War. Okay, so the Civil War was still young. Okay, it had ended, but it was right after the Civil War, the aftermath. So the consequences of the Civil War are still in act. So it was still likely for people to have African American servants at their home, especially in the South, okay, because they were definitely pro-slavery. All right, so again, Vinny, here we see that she's telling her, don't go. Who is going to tag along with Kate to meet Annie at the station? Reem?
Miss, can you repeat, please?
Who is going to tag along with Katie to meet Annie at the station?
James?
James will. Okay, so Vinny is going to be Maya. Kate is Reem. Okay, James is going to be Yusuf Ghandour. Mr. Keller is going to be Ali. Okay, okay, so let's start. All right, Vinny, please start from the beginning, maybe.
Miss Hella, can I be Annie? There is
Yes.
there is any
Yes, yes,
understanding
Hannah.
after this.
Yes, can I be
Yes,
the
baby.
narrator?
Yes, please, Judy. Go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead.
Miss page 263.
We're starting on page 263. Remember, today we start the next set of 5 pages. This is our third set of 5 pages, and we're not done with Act 1 yet. Okay, I'm going to post a study guide for you for pages, the earlier pages. I have it, but I just had a little problem with my internet. But I'm going to post it for you guys, inshallah. Okay, remember, tomorrow we start our new novel, introduction, so be prepared for that. So let's start. Vinny, go ahead.
Maybe she ain't gonna be on this train neither.
Maybe she is.
And maybe she ain't.
And maybe she is. Where's Helen?
She's upstairs, smelling around. She knows something funny's going on.
Let her have her supper as soon as Mildred is in bed, and tell Captain Keller when he comes that we will be delayed tonight.
Again.
I don't think we need to say again. Simply delayed will do.
She runs upstairs to Annie's room. Vinny speaking after her.
I mean, that's what he gonna say. What again?
Yes, we are expecting someone. Someone for my Helen.
Okay, remember, this is Judy. She has to read the narration.
Okay. Vinny works at setting the table. Upstairs, Kate stands in the doorway, watching Helen's groping explorations.
Okay, so here we see that the family, okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we see that the family is, today the day is not going to go as normal. We're going to have some delay in supper time. They're worried about telling Mr. Keller that they're going to have a delay because we know that Mr. Keller is the patriarch. Okay, he's such a strict, strong male figure. We saw that from day one when everyone was begging him to write the doctor, and he was the shot caller. Basically, he makes the decisions for the family. We see them here worried about telling him that we're gonna have a delay again, and he's gonna say what again. So we know that he's a very maybe a very scheduled man that likes the day to run as he's scheduled, or the way that basically to be organized and intact. And we see that today is going to be a little shift in the schedule of eating, because again they're expecting a visitor. Okay, they're expecting Annie to come, so some things are going to be a little bit off. Okay, so continue. Go ahead, Kate.
Yes, we are expecting someone for my Helen.
Helen happens upon her skirt, clutches her leg. Kate, in entire dismay, kneels to tidy her hair and soiled pinafore.
Okay, so here Helen, we see that Helen, of course, remember, she was upstairs in the room. She was groping and touching things with her hands, trying to understand what's going on, or to get a feel of the things around her. And she goes and she starts to feel her mother, all right, or to touch her mom, all right. And if you guys look up the word pinafore, it's like a skirt. It's another word for the skirt. So when Helen touches her mom's skirt, or she puts her hand to touch her mom, she touches her on her skirt, and what happens to the skirt? It becomes dirty, and this is what soiled means. Soiled means that it's dirty. So mom becomes she's trying to fix up her hair, and basically to clean up the mess that Helen did on her skirt. Okay, so we know that from this. We understand here that again we see Helen looking presentable or unpresentable, untidy, unkempt. Reem?
Oh dear, this was clean not an hour ago.
No, 1 second. My question here for you guys: this description right here tells us what about about Helen? Is she organized and clean, or is she unpresentable and unkempt? Maya.
Unkempt and unpresentable.
Good, right? Her hands are dirty because we understand that when she touches her mom, she makes her skirt dirty. That means her hands were dirty. Her mom is trying to tidy up her hair, So that means her hair is messed up. So again, we're going back to the idea of Helen needs more than someone to teach her how to speak or sign language or how to express herself. Someone needs to teach her how to even look presentable and to be tidy and organized. So this is an idea for you to add in your employment advertisements. Okay, that these are Helen Keller's needs. They don't only stop or only are limited to education or self-expression. Okay, go ahead, Kate. Oh dear.
Oh dear, this was clean not an hour ago.
Exactly.
Hel-
That means again, we see here that Helen ruins things, or she's not. She's a messy girl. She's a messy girl. All right, go ahead, Judy. Helen.
Helen feels her bonnet, shakes her head darkly, and tugs to get it off. Kate retains it with one hand, uh, diverts Helen by opening her other hand under her nose.
Mm-hmm.
Here for a while, I'm gone.
Helen sniffs, reaches, and passes the peppermint while Kate speaks a bit guiltily.
I don't think one peppermint drop will spoil your supper.
She gives Helen a quick kiss, um, evades her hand, and hurries downstairs again. Meanwhile, Captain Keller has entered the yard from around the rear of the house. Newspaper under
Rear means the back. Rear means the back of the house. Go ahead.
newspaper under arm, cleaning off and munching on some radishes. He sees James
Longing.
lounging at the porch post.
Okay, so let's stop here for a second. Mom, before she leaves, okay, she hands something to Helen to eat. What does she give her? What does she give her to eat? Who could tell me? This is a simple recall question, guys. Hannah Hamdi, please.
I don't know, Sarah.
Really?
I was like it kept closing and opening. I'm sorry. It was
No, that's
lagging.
fine. It's okay, baby. No problem. Okay, so let's go back again. Kate, I'm sorry, can you please read again this part that I have highlighted?
I don't think one peppermint drop will spoil your supper.
So again, she puts something under Helen's nose. Okay, she drops this peppermint drop under Helen's nose and then she gives it to her. Okay, we know that Helen can't see and she can't, she can't tell what she's about to eat. So by the sense of smell, she can understand what she's about to eat or what's going to be put in, what she's going to put in her mouth. Okay, before she actually tastes it. So here she's giving her a peppermint drop, and I'm going to share screen with you guys how a peppermint drop looks like. This is a peppermint drop right here. It looks like a candy cane from Christmas, okay? But this one is actually circle. It's a drop. It's a circular candy, round candy. This one is a candy cane because it looks like a cane, like a stick, okay? So she gives her this peppermint drop, which is a candy. Now, do you think that Helen did anything to deserve candy? This is going to be the next question that we join back and answer together because we have less than a minute. Okay, so when we join back up, we're going to continue reading, finish maybe this page and another page, and then we're going to revise, and then we're going to introduce the participle. Okay, so please join back again at the next meeting schedule, which is at 11.
Okay,
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, bye.
bye.